Hello everyone. Do you know that if you're in a 4-year college degree, then on average you will be 8 times more likely to earn a 6-figure annual salary than people with only a high school diploma? According to an article from the PR Newswire, in 2018, full-time workers between the ages of 25 and 33 with bachelor's degree were more than 8 times more likely to receive an annual salary of over $100,000 per year than people with only a high school diploma. That's the job market into a society. That's the job market that you will face when you graduate, and that's a job market I will face, and the reason why I have researched the facts on the value of a college education. And that's the argument that I want to make today, that college education is valuable. And to support that argument, I will make 3 main points. First, a college education is increasingly required for the jobs that are needed and required in a society and economy. Second, a college education impacts the skills of critical thinking and communication. And third, a college education offers you greater potential for growth of your career. Now that I have presented you my argument that a college education is valuable and have mentioned what we will cover to make the argument, let me start with my first point. First, a college education is increasingly required for the jobs that are available and are needed in a society and economy. Higher education allows people to have more job security, higher employment rate, higher salaries, better benefits, and more important, feel better with themselves, feel more confident with their careers. According to an article from the National Center for Education Statistics, in 2018, the employment rate for people with bachelor's degree between the ages of 25 and 34 was 87%, which is much higher than the 74% employment rate for people with only a high school diploma. In addition, according to a journal from the SAM Advanced Management Journal, in 2013, 2,600 hiring managers stated that 66% of them were hiring people with bachelor's degrees for positions that were previously filled and performed by people with only a high school diploma. Now that I have presented you my first point, let me move on to my second point. Second, a college education impacts the skills of critical thinking and communication. These skills are constantly required and expected by managers, supervisors, and employers in general in our today's society and job market. According to an article from the New Bytes private companies, millions of college students have access to digital course materials that will help them improve their skills on critical thinking and communication, which, as I mentioned before, is increasingly in demand in the 21st century workforce. In addition, according to a journal from the IUP Journal of Soft Skills, 70% of the 613 college students that responded to a survey indicated that they feel confident that their university is preparing them to have skills necessary for the success in a workforce. For example, is my class of professional speaking at the University of Houston, Victoria, which is allowed me to prepare myself to make presentations. I feel more confident when I talk to people, especially at a bigger group or doing a presentation. We've seen how, with the increase of technology and innovation, a college education is needed in today's jobs, which brings me to my third and last point. Third, a college education offers you greater potential for growth over your career. Higher education allows people to feel and represent more value for their company, for their employer, for their business, for the corporation they're working for, which therefore will allow them to prevent future terminations, future demotions, future transferings that would affect their lives and their confidence. According to an article from the Monthly Labor Review, it is expected that by the next decade, occupations that require advanced education or a college degree will grow but employment that only require high school diploma or less will decline. In addition, according to an article from the Dow Jones Institutional News, indicated that accelerating technology changes, including automation and advancing artificial intelligence, will alter and replace many human jobs. That's a very constant issue that is highly increasing in the last couple of years. Perfect examples in our daily lives is how McDonald's and other fast food chains are substituting the regular cashiers for the regular human workers for computers, online ordering, or tablets in their location that would allow customers to have their orders faster and in an easy way. Another perfect example is how Tesla and Uber are constantly working into developing self-driving cars and trucks that, as I mentioned before, will take also jobs that are regularly or usually or have always been performed by humans or people in general. As I conclude my speech, let me review my three main points. First, a college education is increasingly required for the jobs that are available and are needed in a society and economy. Second, a college education impacts skills of critical thinking and communication. And third, a college education offers you greater potential for growth over your career. All these points support and demonstrate my argument that a college education is valuable. As I mentioned before, according to an article from the PR Newswire, in 2018, full-time workers between the ages of 35 and 44 with bachelor's degrees were more than 8 times more likely to receive a $100,000 annual salary than people with only a high school diploma. A lot of people are asking the question, is college education really worth the significant investment of money and time? Let me conclude by answering that question. In today's society and economy, there is a very competitive job market and an increasing cost of living that is constantly indicating the need and the value of our college education. Therefore, let me challenge you, all of us, to take advantage and appreciate the opportunity, the values, and the success that our college education can bring to us. It is the most efficient way to advance in our lives and our careers, and will make us feel better with ourselves. Thank you.